Hello, hello. I'm Sam Keeney. I'm with the CWC Library, and today I want to talk about some highlights of virtual options that the CWC Library is able to provide to students. We are always happy to see students on the Riverton campus and to hang out with you in person, but we definitely realize that is not always feasible for everyone, nor is it feasible for everyone to come down and see us every day. So without further ado, how does one get to the library website? So here you can see the CWC homepage. I'm gonna move up here to academics, so in this top bar, and then this creates a drop down. And then I'm gonna go ahead and click on library. So the main way that the library supports students is academically. We're happy to support students however we can, but academic is the main reason why we are here. So I'm gonna go ahead and click on this. This takes us to our CWC homepage. And from here, there's a lot of information. We've tried to front load as much information as possible onto the library website for a variety of reasons. So yes, our physical location is here in Riverton, but as you know, we serve students throughout the state of Wyoming and honestly, internationally as well. So we've tried to put as much information as possible online. Also, if you're a student like I'm a student who tends to procrastinate, or sometimes just because life gets in the way, you can't sit down to do schoolwork until late at night, the library is not always open, but our digital resources are pretty much always available. So I'm going to go up here to the top of this homepage and I'm going to click on services. So we've pulled out a lot of the library resources for the different populations that we serve. So CWC is a community resource and therefore the CWC library is open to community members. We have different resources for faculty and staff. And I'm going to go down here and I'm going to click on our student resources. So this takes me to this landing page. This top bar looks the same, but then as we scroll down, these things have changed a little bit. So over on the right-hand side, there are these quick links that we've created. If you are coming into Riverton and you need a quiet place to study or to get some work done, you can book our study room. Also, sometimes students prefer to have one-on-one dedicated time with a librarian. So you can book that with us through the librarian office hours or even by clicking on the writing center if you know that you need specific writing center help. And these appointments can be in person or digital. So we can do meet via Zoom, Google Meet, or even sometimes an email exchange is what works best just based on schedules. Whatever works, we're happy to try to make sure that we can try to accommodate that. Additional things are subject guides, which I will circle back to later, a calendar of events, the test center, and just general FAQs that you might have. All of that is there. Here, in these boxes, we've pulled out some of the things that students tend to need the most help with. So writing help, we've hit that hard again. So that's college writing right here. Lots of tips and tricks for how to become more adept at writing. And one of the big things, yes, we're a library, that I can tell you is to read more. The more that you read, the better your writing will be, the more that you practice those things. And I mean writing, actually sitting down and writing, and I mean actually sitting down and reading something that is going to take you a couple minutes to actually focus on. So a long form article, not just reading through threads or a 30-second TikTok reel. Actually sitting down and trying to focus on reading more will help you in all aspects of life. And if you are oh man, I just don't like it, come see me. I will try my very absolute hardest to find something that you will actually enjoy reading. It's a personal challenge that we librarians take. So come see us. And also to that point, I personally, I'm a bad student. I will be very honest. I'm not a good student. I wait till the last minute. I procrastinate. I did not learn how to study in K-12 I just didn't learn those things. So high school was hard and college was even more difficult. So we've pulled together a lot of things that are helpful, not just for college success, but just like success in life, in work, in academic pursuits, in anything. So here you'll find things like how to take better notes, what are different study strategies that you can pursue, how to think about time management in relation to school studies, tips for test taking, things of that nature. I'm going to go ahead and click on note taking because we've outlined 5 different methods of ways to take notes. So play with these, find a style that works for you. The biggest takeaway, honestly, is that taking notes in class during a lecture, when you're listening to a video, anything like that, just because you take notes during that instance doesn't mean that you're done taking notes. You should be continually rereading, refining, and reworking your notes. And that's really like the biggest takeaway from this page. And so I'm going to go ahead and click the back button to go back to this student page that we were on. And I'm going to scroll up here to subject guides. So I'm going to click on this, and this is going to open in a new tab. And so here you can see that this is showing 30 different guides. As I scroll down, you'll see that these are a ton of different programs and subjects that we teach here at CWC. So if you're struggling with any of these specific things, you can click into the subject guide for those and get tips and tricks and resources. But we've also created one for HiSET specifically. So I'm going to go ahead and click into this, and our subject guides kind of all follow this standard format where you land on the page. It's going to say a little bit about the page that you're on, so that it's going to try to confirm that you're in the right spot. And then on the left-hand side is additional information. So we've pulled and we've worked with the HiSET faculty on pulling together resources for the standard subjects that you have to review for HiSET. And we've pulled together some additional resources. So I'm going to go ahead and click into science. And here are some various like online resources and the different kinds of sciences that are reviewed, plus like physical library resources. And you have access to a ton of really helpful resources, information through the HiSET program, but sometimes it's beneficial to hear something slightly different, presented in a different way to like make it stick. And so these are some of those things that we've pulled together. So all of these are either a mix of library virtual resources or just free resources that are out there and available to the public. I'm going to go ahead and scroll up to the top and click back to the student success page. So again, this page here, which up top here is under services and then students. Lots of really helpful information. I'm going to go back to the library homepage. And so here you can access all of that information, also just from the library homepage. So under services and students, that's how we got here initially. This search bar that's just in the middle of our homepage is really helpful. You can search the library catalog. If you need to do specific research, clicking on research, clicking on one search and then typing in like your research topic will take you to our databases and information about that specific research topic. That's really helpful. I'm going to click on to subject guides. And here again, I can use this and I can access that HiSET subject guide. So I click on this and I click go and it'll take me there. And then we have over 200 databases, I think, that we subscribe to. And so this databases A to Z is a listing of all of the different databases that we have access to. And sometimes you'll be told to like go and check this database for information on this specific thing. One of our career classes uses ONET and the Occupational Outlook Handbook. These are really great if you are thinking about future careers, you want to look at job prospects and opportunities. You can click on these and find out additional information about those. The other thing that I want to show you is this called Momatrix. And so I'm going to highlight that and click go. And so since I'm here on campus, it takes me straight to this Momatrix e-library. And this has different information and study tips and tricks. So I can take practice tests of like the GED if there are specific like subjects that I am struggling with. There's additional tips and tricks and resources. Here in this, some of it is broken down by state. So different states have some different requirements. All of these things are sort of in here. If I'm struggling with certain levels of math, reading, biology, I can get help using this. And I mentioned that, so I'm on campus, so it goes straight to this. If I'm off campus, then I need my library card number and my PIN. My library card number is printed on the back of my CWC ID. So if you don't have a CWC ID, that might be something that you do want to come into Riverton for, or talk to Andrew and Lisa about how you can get a CWC physical ID with that barcode printed on the back. Or if you have a public library card, that also works here. So this is also just something that's available to anyone in the state of Wyoming who has a library card. So it will ask you for your library card number and a PIN. And the PIN for everyone who is affiliated with CWC all starts off as WY LD. So WY for Wyoming, L for library, and D for database. And that is the PIN that will allow you to access some of these other library resources. So I'm going to close this. I'm back at the home page. And so some of these are repeats from when I was in the student services section. But again, you can come to Riverton. If you're coming in, you can book a study room. You can book time with the librarians or the writing center. Or if you have any like just questions and you're looking for additional resources, just reach out. We are happy to chat and help. So I'm going to click on About Us and click on Staff. And so these are your CWC librarians. And here you can also find, like, if you want to send us an email, if you want to give us a phone call. And then once the semester starts, so here in August, September, you can actually like just book time with us virtually. So I can click on this and it will take me to this page. And currently during the summer, we don't have slots available just for like regular sign up. But if you want to meet with us, reach out to us. We'll make that happen. But in the fall, once the official semester starts, you can just like go through here and you can book time with us. That is the main highlights that I want to talk about for the CWC library. We offer way more services than just this. So again, questions, comments, information that you need, come see us and we are happy to help. And that's all I have. See you soon. Bye.